Hey.
Yes, here we are.
Hello.
Welcome. We can see you. We can hear you. And thank you out there in the cyberverse for being here with us. And in the future, if you're in the future watching this, thank you. We couldn't have done it without the future. Well, that would have been no point, really. Yes, this is. Are you serious? Here we are. Yes, yay! We do this every Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and sometimes it's just funny. Most times it's like 10 times more than that. So I'm prepared to laugh, and I have a doctor's note that says I can. So let me introduce quickly. We got Daniel, Ben, Brooke, Sara, Lauren, Barry. Howdy, everybody. How are we?
Hello.
Great. Let's just go clockwise. I always start just to my immediate, I don't know, right, left, whatever the hell. I can't figure that out anymore. Daniel.
I'm not regular Daniel tonight. I'm actually Daniel from about 5 minutes in the past. Don't ask too many questions about it. I don't want to rip a plot hole in the space-time continuum. I'm also a Sagittarius. Thank you.
Sagittarius. I think it's more of a wormhole, not a pothole, but who knows? Maybe if you use wormholes enough, they develop potholes. Ben.
You're right.
Hello, I'm Ben, and I am Daniel from right now. So he's 5 minutes past Daniel. I'm immediate current time Daniel. So just don't think too hard about it, and it'll be fine.
Nobody
in the
thinks
meantime,
so
the
hard.
beard, the beard.
Yeah, that's future Daniel too. Yeah.
Really grows quickly. Within 5 minutes, you're gonna go
That's
gray.
right.
And
That's right. Wait till we get all the way around to Barry, who is post-apocalyptic Daniel. Brooke.
Beat me to it.
I am present, Brooke. Or am I?
Oh, as long as you're not babbling, Brooke, you know what I'm saying? Oh, how often do you get that one? Brooke, welcome. Brooke, you're with Dash and Allie and those folks at
Society
Circus Players.
Yes,
Yay,
in Miami.
Yes, Brooklyn White. We have a lot in common. I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm white, so we have that.
I've been to Brooklyn many times.
So have I. Did I just lose?
Lost Sara.
Did I just lose Sara?
Yeah.
That was the space-time continuum.
Wow.
That pothole.
Wow.
Sara disappears.
She'll be back, Mr. Bond. Okay. Until she gets back, let's jump over to you, Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I've been doing what a lot of suburban white girls have been doing today, which is listening to Taylor Swift's new album and crying.
Really? That's funny. I cut Taylor Swift out of that and just go right to the crying.
Oh.
Barry, how you doing?
Great. When she said suburban white girl crying Taylor Swift, I was thinking alcohol was involved.
No.
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 So
to be a wine mom, I've got some green tea here.
how does it feel to be post-apocalyptic Daniel, Barry?
I'm sort of used to it at this point.
You would be.
Like the day by day.
And Sara.
Hi. I temporarily left because I was checking on the future. Checking on the COVID vaccine development.
I see. Oh, good.
Months down the line.
Okay.
Happy to report not much progress has been made.
I see.
But keep doing the show. So, you win some, you lose some. So.
Okay. So you shut up a little late, but you were time traveling. You puts the tardy in TARDIS. Okay. So wow, right? How often? No one's ever said that before. Okay. Are you serious? Yeah. So let's get started. And I don't know. The last time I put the rules up, but they were a little hard to follow. So we'll just say what they are. Basically, each one of our panelists has shared with me and only me a true factoid, or maybe more than one true factoid about their life, something that happened to them, something they did. And I'm going to share one from each of them with you tonight, and they'll read them out loud. But I might have substituted it with some bullshit that I made up. Either way, they're going to have to convince everyone that it's true, and the other team will have to guess whether they're lying or telling the truth. And whoever's team wins, does that most often, will win that fabulous prize that we mention every week, but never actually distribute. So, does everyone understand the rules? A thumbs up?
Yes.
Good. Fine. Okay. So let's do this before everyone's internet goes down, and we'll get started. I always start over on my right or my left, whatever the hell that is. Well, it's the left, me looking at it, but it's the right. I don't know. This is my left hand, but it's on my right. Oh, screw it. We'll start with Daniel, if you're ready. Daniel, are you ready? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. I don't think you are, Daniel. I don't think so, because I know it's about that.
I'm rusty. I took a week off from the show. We'll see.
You're still a maniac.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Here's Daniel.
In Japan, I once did karaoke with Richard Simmons. He's fucking amazing, by the
way. What songs did he sing?
Okay, he did a bunch of Stevie Wonder, like a bunch, not a medley, one by one. Signed, sealed, delivered. You know, I just got to say I love you. Sir Duke.
So what were the circumstances and where you met him?
Okay, so I had to do this event where once a year we do this big English training for the National Tax Agency in Japan. So I was part of the group that does the corporate contract and helps them plan out the curriculum for this. And every year they would spend money on a celebrity, right? Now you're thinking to yourself, why in the hell would Richard Simmons be a celebrity? Number one, anyone could get. And number two, Japan would know about. But at the time...
And he was also taller than everyone else there, which is probably something.
That's mostly the afro. But no, he was appearing on this...
Available?
So who?
Because Bob Ross wasn't available?
I knew him. They knew Mr. I'm sure they knew Mr. T. Swole-chan.
Short list of celebrities.
Otherwise known as Schwarzenegger. No, he was appearing on this miniseries at the time. This short-lived kind of show. And he became a hit. I mean, even though he couldn't speak a lick of Japanese, he became this big hit. So he had his moment in Japan. I want to say like 2006 or something. So we ended up helping book him because they would book someone every year. And it was a blast. He got to come by the English classes and do a little bit kind of thing. At the end of the day, you know, all the staff wanted to take him out, as is customary. We did karaoke. Alicia, hi. How are you?
Did you duet at all? Was this like a joint venture, or you just were watching?
I tried to cue it up. I put on A Whole New World, and I did Aladdin, and I'm just like any takers with the other mic, and you know, I looked him in the eye, and he didn't know it. So I ended up doing both parts.
Were there other people doing karaoke as well? And if so, what were some of the songs from the night?
So this was our whole like staff, basically all the teachers who helped put on that thing for the week. Some of the people who were from my office who helped plan the whole thing. It was him, and then a few Japanese who ran the location that we did this, that they do the training at every year when they do it, right? It's everyone got their songs in. Yeah. I would say there's like 10 to 12 of us.
Was he still wearing the tiny little booty shorts and like the pink socks sneakers?
So, interestingly enough, on TV in Japan, he wore the thing, the whole thing, the I want to say Harlem Globetrotters light.
I once did karaoke with the Harlem Globetrotters. So,
were you able to get a picture with him?
Yes. Now,
This is true. I want to see it.
it would be on my MySpace. Let's just.
Somebody get the way back machine out. Here we go, and we're finding it.
If Richard Simmons' whole thing is sweating to the oldies, he couldn't have been doing karaoke and not been doing choreography. So clearly, you need to describe what the choreography was when he was singing.
Well, clearly
Yeah,
you've never done karaoke. Clearly, you've never done karaoke with me because we go hard, man. Like the Harlem Globetrotters hard, you know. I'm sorry, that didn't work out. That one. No, So I recall him literally doing a what's their fucking name? We talked about them 2 shows ago. Like Village People song and doing the whole thing.
oh yeah.
And I recall him, standing up on the couches in the room, because in Asia you get your own room. It's not like you get a stage and there's all these other strangers there. I remember him up on the couch. I don't remember all what he did.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember anything about the mini series that he was on in Japan? Because I'm picturing one of the game shows. Yeah.
Just like a Harlem Globetrotter.
Just like the Harlem Globetrotters. I see no difference. Get this man a basketball.
Oh my god. So they have it's hard to explain Japanese TV, man. This would take another 5 minutes. 5 minutes from the past me is saying no go. No, so there's a show where the same 3 comedians host every week, and they would have guests come on and kind of talk with them, do interviews, do bits, and they started getting this thing where they would have a celebrity come on for an entire week type of thing. And so that's where he started to appear.
Okay, so I'd like the blue team to confer and to come up with a consensus to see if you believe or disbelieve that Daniel once did karaoke with Richard Simmons in Japan. Talk it over.
Well, Daniel did live in Japan for a substantial amount of time, and Richard Simmons is the type of celebrity I could see being big in Japan, and private karaoke rooms are a thing in Japan.
It's true.
So the fundamentals are there. They are sound. Barry, Lauren, what do you guys think?
I agree. The fundamentals are there. I think this could have happened. I don't think it did, but I think it could have. And the only reason, the only little bit of logic that I'm stuck on is how many people fit in those karaoke rooms. Because I feel like your story sounded like a lot of people, and then karaoke room makes me think of less people. So that's my only.
We're not talking about huge burly Norwegians. We're talking about. I think you could fit more Richard Simmons-sized people.
Like 15 to 20 people, and I have been to a karaoke room that could easily fit 20 people.
It's not like the Harlem Globetrotter team.
It's very believable to me then.
So here's where I'm getting a little bit stuck, which is that I do know that karaoke is also kind of part of a drinking culture. And, what makes it more fun is basically everyone's kind of smashed while they're singing, and it gets really fun and sloppy. And I just have a hard time picturing Mr. Health Nut being completely wasted, as would be the typical setting for a karaoke.
Yeah. I have never looked at Richard Simmons and thought sober. I don't know what it is. He probably is, but I just never. Something's happening.
Maybe.
That being said, Richard Simmons does not seem like the kind of guy who would need to be drunk in order to be very performatively singing and dancing to karaoke. Like he'd be doing it with a carrot smoothie.
Okay, so Sarah, I've got you all the way over on the left now since you left and came back. So now because you left and came back, you're the team captain.
Okay.
Because of where you are. So Sarah, you're the captain. You have to decide true or false.
All right. I'm going to go true. Barry. Gut feeling. Go.
Man.
I mean,
I get it. Sounds true enough. I don't think it's true, but I'm going true.
Okay. So
I'm going to lie.
Okay. We have voted 2/3 majority. It's true.
okay, you say it's true. It's a lie. It's an absolute made-up lie. Oh my
Damn, that
God.
was a real crafted lie.
What nobody asked about was, did this take place during the time that Richard Simmons was missing? Do you guys not remember that?
He was missing in Japan, right?
No, he was just missing.
Oh.
Who knows where? I don't know. I don't remember if Casey Kasem was involved or not, but that could have been around that time.
Casey Kasem, right?
I remember him being involved somehow.
The only thing I can say is I'm sorry, Alicia. That's all. I'm sorry.
Speaking, you mentioned Casey Kasem. Speaking of Casey's not on the red team tonight, and yet the red team's ahead for the first time since I can remember. So it's red team 1, blue team 0. Lauren, you were absolutely right. Barry, you were leaning correctly, but you let that bespectacled person next to you.
It just sounded like it could.
Took a vote. If Barry had simply listened to his
I
gut,
wanted it to
he
happen.
would have been outvoted.
Okay, I'm going to shift over now to that bespectacled person. We're going to go to you, Sarah. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
I once had to be evacuated from a malfunctioning roller coaster at Disney World.
Ooh,
Who didn't?
That's very scary.
I want this to be true so bad. Probably
Can I
not as bad
ask,
as Hallie wanted the Richard Simmons thing.
Can I ask how old you were?
Yes, I was an adult. This actually happened within the last year.
The last year. So,
Yeah.
but like half the year, it's been closed down.
You think you're an adult now?
Hmm.
I have done improv with you. I would never give you that.
All right,
never
I have picked my
diss you by
coverage.
calling you an adult.
So
Fine,
what-
I have picked my coverage. I pay taxes now. It happens that I pay taxes.
Sarah,
I-
Fair enough.
what
I
type
just
of
want to
Go
say
ahead.
one quick, Sarah. I worked at Disney World,
You
and
did?
I know that this cannot almost be true. This never happens, guys.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Sarah, what
Go
type
ahead,
of
Daniel.
what type of bird seed did it take to coax you out of the machine?
They actually had to
Did they-
sprinkle it down like the evacuation path so I could just like check it and go to. For those who were new, I once confessed that I ate bird seeds. So just,
a
fill in.
lot of it. A lot of bird
It
seed.
wasn't a lot. It was like a
Don't
research.
minimize this
Ugh.
shocking.
It was enough
fact.
to kill a small bird, probably.
Yeah.
Could have been
Live.
quinoa.
Yeah.
So what
Is that a
ride
small
was
bird?
this, Sarah?
It was the Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Oh.
The one with
Okay,
Aerosmith?
Yes, featuring Aerosmith.
And what was the process? Did the speakers, somebody come on the speakers and say, hey, just chill out? Was it actually the singer
Steven
from
Tyler.
Aerosmith who
Even,
said, the bride is broken?
And like threw a grappling hook and then just one by one like physically rescued us. No,
He's like, oh, I'm going to get you off the ride, baby.
Well, it was the Aerosmith ride. So
yeah.
you were crying for help, and they were just shouting, "Dream on!"
Yeah. Sarah, can I ask you,
Yeah.
like what song
Yeah.
was playing? Can you sing a little bit of that song that was playing right before it crashed and you stuck? What was that?
Yeah,
song?
so right before the stretch limo burst into flames, it was the sad one from Armageddon with the
I don't want to miss a thing, right?
Yeah.
And right then your fast pass pager
That's
started
the one
going
that they
off, and you're
played
like,
in
I'm
the
missing
queue.
it.
I don't remember what song they play in the ride, but in the queue they play "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" like over and over again. But so the ride just stopped. So it's a dark indoor roller coaster. It's not an outside roller coaster, and it just halted. Like
Just
it
halted.
just broke. It just like the brakes hit, and then we're in the dark for a little, and then the lights came on, and so we could all see where we were. And a cast member is talking over the speaker, and they're like, everyone stay calm, you know, stay in the ride. We're working to troubleshoot it. So we thought that like they would just flip the ride back on, but I guess like where it stopped, they had to evacuate us. So they like sent somebody up the scaffolding or like whatever like steps are next to the ride. Because it's like in a warehouse. It's an enclosed space. So they just sent cast members up to basically babysit us until they could get like people to come down and evacuate us.
And were the cast members dressed as characters, or were they?
No, they were in there like, because the ones in that specific ride, they just wear like khaki shorts and like little button-up shirts or little blouses. So they just came up with their little name tags and just were bantering with us.
Did somebody do a dad joke like, "Hey, somebody get me off this Mickey Mouse ride"? You know?
Yeah, no, everyone was just screaming. So we were all the way in the back, and everyone was just yelling banter all the way up and down.
Banter.
Finally, Steven doesn't come in. Steven Tyler does not come in. A cast member comes in and gets you, retrieves you. Do you have to get what happens when they come to get you guys? What happened at that point? Did you stay on, get off?
No, she never left. She's still there.
I'm still there.
In the future.
Did they fix it and you were allowed to go on, or did you have to actually get off? And how did they?
No, we had to get off the ride.
Yeah. Was there a hidden hallway?
So we were up there alone for a little while. They sent two people up to basically talk about it, and they were like, "Hey, we've called people to come get you. We're not the ones who are allowed to evacuate you because of where the car is." So then we waited for like 15 minutes. More people showed up. They looked official, and they basically just let us down the stairs. And like they had to help some people like over parts of the car to like get them over to like where the platform is. And then we just walked.
Okay, red team, you look official. You look official, so come up with an official answer. Is this truth or is this a lie?
Okay.
You may confer.
We got to defer to Brooke here. She's the resident Disney expert.
I know.
Which could be a lie. She might play this game really well. That's the deal.
So I would think it did malfunction quite a few times, but wow, the timing is weird that it was just this year, but it did malfunction like about a year and a half. Yeah. What do you think, Ben?
I tend to lean towards this is true.
Yay.
I know Sara also pretended to be British a lot in her past.
Yes,
and
that's what she said. She was in the queue rather than in the line.
She was in the queue. She was doing a lot of banter. So I feel like if she were improvising the story, she wouldn't have that mental space to use these English terms. So I'm going to lean towards true because of that.
Me too.
You underestimate how much Love Island I watch, Ben. You really.
I know how much Love Island you watch.
So where are we?
I think true.
I feel it's a lie. I'm getting weird vibes. I feel it's a lie. A lie.
You're the captain of the
I feel
team.
it's a lie,
You may
guys.
overrule them, or you may take them at their word, whatever. So I'm going to have Daniel answer the question now on behalf of the team.
You guys gonna let me go out on a limb on this one? You let me?
Sure, I don't care.
If I'm wrong, I'm in trouble. I'll make it up to you.
I believe in you, Captain.
You earned that one point, so.
Okay, so you're saying it's a lie?
I am. I'm saying it's a lie.
Okay. It's true!
That had to be true.
My reasoning about the mental energy it takes to use British terminology was spot on.
We're all right.
Ben,
right
you clever geezer. You clever geezer.
If I were only 5 minutes into the future, Daniel.
You would have known.
We guess wrong now. We look like a bunch of
wow.
We wound up as an addendum. We wound up when they reopened the ride, coming back to ride it again because I guess we just like didn't give a shit. And the same cast members were still on shift, and they're like, "You came back." I was like, "What are the chances this would happen again?"
Well, you didn't want to miss a thing.
Yeah, we.
There must be something about that top left-hand seat there, Daniel, that Casey usually occupies that just makes one a lousy judge of human nature.
It's bad luck. It's bad luck.
Okay, we'll zip up to Ben now. Ben, are you ready?
I am, yes.
Here's Ben.
Okay. When I was a little kid, I was convinced that I was related to Uncle Ben because his name was Ben, too.
Oh.
You're bald, but you didn't know that as a little kid.
I might not have been as a little kid.
Ben,
Yeah, as a little kid, I had hair.
who did you tell this to? Like, who are the people that in your life this was being told to?
Were you just going around the playground? Like,
He told it.
Uncle Ben, a nice guy.
He told it to his Aunt Jemima.
This was just a thing. It was pretty much just a thing that I thought because my actual uncle told me this as a joke, and it was perpetuated just like in the family. I don't think I ever told anybody in school about it because it never came up.
Did you ever ask your family why Uncle Ben never came over?
No, my uncle told me, you have another uncle and his name is Ben too. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, he's the guy from the rice and he doesn't live here. So it was easily explained away as he lives out of town.
Yeah, he's the black
So as a
uncle.
little kid, you just believe that. You believe adults when you're a kid.
Did you get jealous when you saw like Uncle Ben's commercials and you saw like a nice your family like cooking together with Uncle Ben and you were just like, why the fuck doesn't he visit me? I've never gotten a single card. Like, how did you justify that to yourself?
I was upset because my mom is not a good cook. So why don't I get all these good things? But she took me to eat fast food a lot as a kid, so it was fine.
Did you not ever like complain to your parents that you weren't getting good enough birthday presents because you had all that like big rice money that they could have been pulling from?
Yeah, the big rice.
I was too young to know about the rice fortunes that I should have been heir to at the time. I didn't have concept of money at the time.
You were like, can I get a kernel of that?
Oh no.
Just a
A
kernel.
grain.
Yeah.
What about Uncle Ben from Spider-Man? Did you see that? And you're just like preposterous. That could never be that guy. This Uncle Ben, yes. That Uncle Ben.
That
bullshit.
Uncle Ben, no. Well, I didn't know Spider-Man until I was older. I didn't get into Spider-Man until I was in like late elementary school.
So,
And this was much earlier.
so as a corollary, did you believe that all people named Ben were related?
I don't think I put that much thought into it. I just
Like, why
accepted
that Ben
yes,
specifically?
because my uncle told me that you have another uncle and his name is Ben too. It wasn't that, I was like, everybody named Ben is related to me. It was just like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I buy that. That was the reason he gave me.
Wait,
so
but
that
did
was like
your
good
uncle-
enough for me.
But did your uncle just tell you that you also have an uncle named Ben, or was he like holding up a box of rice and was like, this is your kin?
It wasn't, he didn't hold up a box of rice. It was just, you have an uncle named Ben too. And then.
And you extrapolated that into that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the rice guy. And then.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys to on the blue team to confer about this because I think we have a lot of information, and we'll decide whether there's a grain of truth to this. If you know what I'm saying. Oh no! Barry's laughing in the future.
It could be true.
I mean, I'm a real fucking dumbass, so.
Yeah. I know little boys are dumb, but
Little Debbie, the cupcake girl.
If they told me that, I probably would have bought it.
Okay.
Okay, so Sarah, Barry, Lauren, I need a consensus.
that might be silly, but I don't know if he's that silly.
That's the only place where I see any flaw in this is I'm like, would Ben tell this to Tom for this show? The only place where I'm like, that this probably isn't true, but it sounds so true. So if it's not true, Tom's a genius.
I just have a hard time thinking that Ben's parents would allow this to just keep going. Like, and that there were subsequent questions of like, why doesn't Uncle Ben pop by for Christmas?
There are an
Why
awful lot of things that uncles do that parents never know about.
I don't know.
Very
I'm
multicultural.
child with two only children.
Well, I realize the family is very multicultural. I'm really having an issue with like the racial boundaries of like Ben making this assumption.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with lie.
So now that we know your thought process, what's your thought?
I'm leaning towards lie, but I'm not like very firm on it. But I'm leaning towards lie.
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 You're all saying it's a lie.
Lie.
Okay, turns out it's a lie.
I was like,
that is so very closely believable.
Yeah, that is well done.
It really was. Ben's not that dumb.
Ben is
I don't know.
he's actually related to 49ers former receiver Jerry Rice. So
No.
you never know, you know?
Well, yeah, who with his uncle founded Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
So,
Ben of House Longgreen.
okay, that was lovely. That was very lovely. So we're gonna move down to where are we gonna go now? We're gonna go to Barry.
All right.
But of course,
Barry.
first we're going to display that. There's the score right now, and then we'll go on to Barry. Barry, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go.
In grade school, I learned to sneeze on command and use it to get out of class.
Stunned. There's stunned silence.
I'm just picturing this shit. I'm just picturing it.
Was it to get out of class for sickness, or you just sneezed until you were such a disruption they were like, you need to go?
Oh, it was like both. Like 100% both.
All right. Grade school as an elementary school, correct?
Yeah, elementary and even into middle, because my elementary and middle school was together, like not different schools.
Oh, how did you develop this superpower?
All right, so like I don't even want to do it. There's like a piece in my nose where if I hold it, it irritates my sinuses. And then I sneeze.
So you would be sitting there in class like and making yourself
well, like a little sneakier than that. Like you sort of like just do it. I guess it's not that sneaky when I show it. I thought it was sneaky at the time, but it might not be as sneaky as I thought. Like you know, you sort of hide your face.
There's another piece where that he uses his finger to make himself pee, but that didn't get him out of classes quite as often.
I need to see that.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
No.
That process of testing.
So like
He also
I see.
used his finger a few times to get himself suspended, but we don't talk about that.
But he had an accomplice for that.
Internal or external suspension, you know what I mean?
oh.
No.
So how much would you have to make yourself sneeze before you were excused from class?
Well, the thing is like as soon as I start doing it, it's sort of doesn't stop for a while. It's like one of those things that, like I get it going and then it's constant. It'll be like 7, 12 sneezes in a row. And it just works itself into a very easy way to leave a classroom.
Wow.
Did they send you to a nurse or to talk to anyone about this? Or
oh yeah. Like, you know, you get sent to the nurse, and then at the school I went to, being sent to the nurse pretty much meant you have the chance to call home and escape. Like if your parents like if your parents are willing to pick you up, this school was willing to let you go.
It's like a humane shelter for children. If someone comes to claim you, they just let you go.
I could totally
It seems like-
throw that school under the bus.
It's
They
like a-
still exist, but I won't.
Yeah, I went to a no-kill middle school myself.
It's like a psychiatric ward where you have to be able to admit yourself. It's all voluntary. You can leave it.
Why were you
So-
trying to get out of class? If I may ask.
Daniel, you know me. Like,
But in elementary school?
oh yeah. Like I was one of those kids that was always trying to get out of class. Like I wasn't disruptive. Well, I guess I was disruptive, but I wasn't disruptive in like a verbal way, just a allergenic sneezing way.
Yeah.
Mostly for tests. Like, even into high school and college, like I'd figure out ways to leave during tests.
No, but yeah. So your runaway projectile sneezing was helping you get out of
You're
these
getting an
tests.
extra day to study.
Yeah.
So, were you the one who had to ask, or would you just be doing 7-12 sneezes and they would say, Barry, are you okay? Why don't you go to the nurse?
That's actually a good question because, they would just
You
send
sound
me
as surprised as I am that Ben asked a good.
A
Actually, a good
guy who believes that anybody named
there
Ben's
were
related to him.
teachers that would be like, hey, go to the nurse. Like, just go.
This
Before
is
having to speak up.
this might be true because it's like the most Jewish thing I've ever heard. You weaponize passive aggression through nasal problems. If you did it holding a bagel, I mean, Jesus Christ.
I had a bagel for dinner.
Oh my God.
I can say from personal experience that if you are trying to get out of gym class, that dizziness is the best symptom to fake because there's no way that you can prove it. And, if you fall or something, then they're liable. So they are like guaranteed to let you just sit down and read the Babysitter's Club until the end of class.
How do you know that?
Pro tip for the kids.
Personal experience.
Jewish.
Oh,
Okay. I'll need a consensus among the red team. Is he one of the chosen people? Did he do this in that way, or did he not do this?
Brooke, what do you think?
He won't make eye contact, so I'm thinking he's lying.
oh.
This
Reading
just
it.
feels like a Barry thing to me.
Really? Yeah. I wish I
Yeah.
knew better.
Did you
I
just say
think I
you wish you
lean
knew
towards
Barry
Barry.
better?
Yeah.
Wow, that's got to be a lie.
Aw. No. I
I don't know
don't
Barry
know
that
if I'm
well
going to say
in the
it looked
game.
like he was lying, but then, it is a way to get out of class. So good, smart move, but I'll say
Yeah.
lie.
I don't know. So I'm the decider on this one. That
Once
Ben,
again,
You're the captain, so
pressure.
you can do whatever you feel like doing.
Ben, what do you think?
I think I lean towards true.
Okay.
So, what do you say, Cap?
I'm not positive of it, but
Okay, it's up to you, Daniel. Say
Let's.
it.
Let's go with true this time.
Okay, you say true.
And we're gonna see.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is a big Barry move.
Yep.
Definitely seems like a
Yeah.
Big Barry energy.
big.
Very well.
Very
I do not want to do it. It's a
Look
pain
at
in the ass
this.
to do it, but
Look how
I
close
tested
it is. Look how close it is when Casey's not here. Holy crap. The red team even has a chance. All right. Let's
Did
move,
he?
let's move
Last
on.
time? What happened?
I don't know. The last one, I don't know what. The last one, the blue team won. Yes, they had a chance to tie it up at the end, but they blew it. So we go now to Brooke. Brooke, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, here we go.
I tended bar until the day I went into labor.
Okay.
what was the name of the bar?
Cellar Club Bar.
Okay. So did somebody order a baby with a placenta chaser, or
Ah.
just happened?
Were you
Hey,
able
when
to
you're-
balance a tray of drinks on top of the bump?
No. Mm-mm. That's probably not good for the bump.
Which Montessori was this in?
I'm only taking questions from the blue team.
No, anybody can ask questions. Anyone.
Oh no!
It's not a press conference.
Yeah, really.
At least
I just got
when your
jokes for
water
you.
breaks, you got the bar mats on the floor.
I was gonna say, did your water break while you were working a shift, or
No,
you just didn't come in the next time because you were like, "Oops, gave birth"?
no, nothing. There was no water being broke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you continue to work that close to your due date?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have time off from my job. I was offered a certain amount of time. Yeah, Florida's really bad with family medical leave.
It's true.
I find that hard to believe. They're so good with everything else.
Florida doesn't provide any families.
I mean, look at unemployment.
Yeah.
Did you keep working there after you had the kid, or was that like it? That's when you stopped.
Not the day after, no. But I did go back.
Did you go back like after maternity leave?
Yes.
Okay.
So how long did you take for maternity leave?
I took 3 months, 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did did customers treat you differently because you were so visibly pregnant, and if so, how?
No, actually, to be honest, no. I mean, it's amazing how much people aren't aware of themselves. So, working in hotels or bars or restaurants, it's a lot of safety. You go around, you're going around corners, people come on into you. So it was, yeah, no one really gets out of your way or helps you pick up things. You'd be surprised. But yeah, I guess I didn't show that much. I had a vest. So
What month of the year was this in? What month of the year was this in?
What month of the year was it in? April.
I was going to ask about decorations in the bar, but I don't know what holidays in April. Was that 420?
Was it like, what kind of bar was it? Was it like a nice bar in a hotel, or was it like a dive bar?
It was a nice bar that let a woman who was 9.5 months pregnant work there.
Unfortunately, it was a nice bar at a hotel. Yes.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
hotel?
Huh?
What hotel was it at?
What hotel?
Can I say?
Yeah.
Okay. Biltmore Hotel.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
I get it now. Wow. Okay, blue team. I think you've cross-examined Brooke enough. Now you need to come up with the verdict. Is she telling the truth or is she lying? Did Brooke tend bar until the day she went into labor? Or is this something I did?
John, does that mean you also did karaoke in Japan with Richard Simmons?
I would have to be in labor before I would do karaoke. So.
Touche.
Uh,
What are your thoughts?
I'm floating on the side of truth, but I could easily be swayed either way.
You know, you say that every time.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
I think it's this, but it could be the other thing.
I think it's true. I think it's true then. I'll hold a steadfast answer. I think it's true.
Lauren.
I'm feeling lie on this. I think there was a lot of pausing to kind of think of answers to things, and I would have to think that especially that at a high-end hotel there would be people who would be a little bit more aware that like a very, I would hope so at least, that a very pregnant person, that they would like tip better or, give her at least some sort of preferential treatment. Not necessarily the owners or the proprietors of the bar, but I would think the patrons would.
Mm-hmm. Sarah, what do you think?
So my thought is,
I would hope so.
it's possible, but I don't know how confident Brooke was in her answers, and I don't know if that was a strategy to throw us off to make us think she's lying by seeming a little wishy-washy with her answers. But I'm gonna go with my gut, since We have an even split. I'm going to go with it being a lie. That's my gut. So I'm just going to go with it. So I think we're 2-1 on it being a lie.
Right. So you say that. So you're basically saying that it's a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, turns out that it is true.
Yeah.
Well played, Brooke. Well played.
People are jerks.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I had either, do you know, you work this much and you get this much time off? She was a little premature.
I never thought I would
I
say
started
this.
getting a little whiff of like having hope for humanity. Just
I should be surprised, but in Coral Gables, I am not. I'm not.
What I'm surprised at is the red team is ahead. The red team is ahead.
I know it's a horrible story.
And
When-
now,
That's
and now
crazy.
it is. And now we move to Lauren, who can bring it back for the blue team or just completely win it for the red team. Holy crap. Who would have thought I would say that in the future? Are you ready, Lauren?
Barry, why didn't you tip us off?
Here you go, Lauren.
okay. I was once pushed off a horse by a
Walks up on 2 hooves and is just like,
Yep.
I just saw it. I didn't have to time travel. I saw it.
no.
That's horrible. That's I'm so sorry, Lauren.
What?
Were you riding her boyfriend? Like what?
Off a horse.
God. No.
What type of horses were they?
What?
What type of horse? Do you see what type of horse they were?
The actual kind of horse. I don't know anything about horses to know like what breeds they were.
Did anyone
Right.
catch the plates of that horse that just
Barrel horse.
Yeah.
Surprising
Two
number of
Budweiser Clydesdales, and they just fucking fought in the parking lot.
Yeah, it was at camp. The same one where I did the riflery, they had equestrian stuff, and so we would go on the horses and we were riding on the trails. And the trails were like super, super narrow, so all the horses were going in single file in the woods. And the horse behind me, I guess, like thought that my horse was going too slow because I am, again, going with like Jewish girl thing. Like I was afraid of going too fast and my horse started to trot and I was freaking out. So I'm like pulling the reins to try to get it to stop. And the horse behind me is like, would you freaking move? And,
So
it wanted to go and I wouldn't. And so it just kind of started nudging. And, this was English riding. So it didn't have a little horn thing to grab onto. So I'm just there on the reins and I was already trying to like avoid a tree. And so this other horse keeps like pushing my horse and I just ended up being like, losing my balance. And then I fell off.
So it wasn't that the horse physically touched you. It was that the horse was like jostling your horse and that made you fall off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The horse never touched me. The horse behind me was like nudging and like being a pain in the ass to the horse in front of me because I was going too slow. And so my horse is basically like, trying to navigate both me pulling the reins saying, don't go forward. And the horse behind him going like, move. And so it started moving and I just fell off.
Okay. Because I was picturing the horse going like,
Yeah.
and like pushing you off.
I was picturing
No.
I pictured its snout just like pushing you, and she fell.
Any broken bones? Any?
No, the horse was fine.
I'm short, so they gave me like the shortest horse in the barn. So I fell maybe like 4 feet.
Yeah,
So
she
I got covered in-
sprained her ankle and they had to put her down.
Yeah, I got covered in mud because it was on the trails, but other than just wounded pride, I was pretty much fine. True.
Facts.
Horses are jerks.
Yes,
Facts.
they are. They are.
Did you ever ride again?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
weren't afraid.
Sure.
All right. That's
I
good.
mean, you got
You gotta get back on the horse.
Nice. Oh my god. Damn. Oh,
Okay, you got 1 or 2 more questions. And
crap.
you need to consult if you need them. You
How
don't.
old were you at the camp?
12.
She was.
Butter on her teeth. It'll look like he's telling you how old she is.
Well, I mean, given how many kids at the camp had parents who were orthodontists, I mean, there's a possibility.
Okay, I need you to confer. I need you to confer.
Oh my
Reggie.
God.
Camp.
This is for all the marbles. You can really steal it
Mm.
on this one.
Oh man.
Well, I
It's
gotta
all-
do my Mr. Ed impression and say that I think it's true.
It's all very it's so logical and likely that it's like, what do we even ask? What do we even ask? Is there a good question to ask? Nay.
I'm gonna rein you guys in and try to get you to answer.
I say lie. I'm gonna think it's a lie.
Why do you think? Why do you think that? I'm curious.
Because it was pushed off by a horse, and then it sort of nudged her, and it's just sort of like it was just the story wasn't tight. It could have happened to someone else that she saw. I don't know.
No, the horse never nudged me. The horse nudged the horse. The horse behind me nudged my horse.
Horse is a horse, of course.
Yeah.
A horse nudges a horse, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to.
Okay.
Again, I think it's a split decision down to Daniel's choice.
Okay, Daniel. Now you understand.
Ooh. What
Come
do we
on,
do?
you guys are neck and neck.
We're trying to jockey for position here.
You're in the clubhouse turn.
I'm gonna go with true. It's really tough because I could see it both ways. See it both ways. If I'm wrong, send me to the glue factory.
So you say you're going with true. You're going to say that she did actually get pushed off a horse by another horse. Well, I can tell you that it is a lie.
Damn it!
Nice.
That means Tom once got punched off a horse by a
I only have one horse story, but I don't have time to tell it right now. All right, so that means this has happened, and that means we have to go to a tiebreaker, which I have here. It's something. It's me, Tom's tiebreaker. I will give you a
Tom's
fact that
tiebreaker.
may or may not be true about me. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll each individually decide whether you think it's true or false. But we could ask a couple of questions. Where is it? There it is, right there. There we go. I made the high school JV basketball team, even though I can't play basketball.
Oh, easy question. What type of school was this?
It's a high school.
No, like
Was it
a regular public school or something else.
Episcopalian?
No, it's a public school. Yeah.
Okay.
Tom, I know that your favorite sport, I feel like it's hockey, correct? Did you have a love of that, and why did you get forced away from this to play basketball?
Hockey's one of my favorite sports. Soccer is another. English soccer is another one. Although back in those days, I also played soccer. I also played hockey occasionally, but my school didn't have a hockey team in those days.
Okay.
I did it to win a bet. Simple as that.
Yeah, true.
I basically told my friend Jerry, Tom and Jerry, who I basically told him because I had been playing on the soccer team and other stuff. I ran track, which I wasn't very good at, and he was joking about soccer because in those days nobody took soccer seriously. You know, the football coach used to call soccer commie ball. So it's not like soccer moms now. There was no such thing as a soccer mom then. You wouldn't admit to playing that. So he used to joke to me about it. I said, "I'll tell you what, you go out for a soccer team, you won't make it past the first week. I'll go out for your stupid basketball team and I'll make it, even though I can't fucking play. All you got to do is look like you can play." And he took that as a challenge. So the
So-
question is, did I actually do that, and did I actually make the team?
How long did you last on the team? Did you finish the
Yeah.
season or did you quit partway through?
I finished the season.
Yeah. Even up to the point where you were in labor, or
So how is it that you made the team if you weren't any good?
Because how good did you have to actually be? I was a second stringer. You know?
Was there anyone who was not taken for the team?
I have no idea. I really didn't pay attention to other people. I was just doing my own thing.
Did you ever put the basketball under your jersey so it looked like you were pregnant?
No, but I knew how to use a basketball to make myself sneeze in case I needed to get out of practice.
Did a horse ever push you off the court?
No, but we used to play horse.
which
Right.
Montessori were you playing?
It wasn't. No.
Which
It
part
was
of the Harlem Globetrotters were you singing karaoke?
I carried the bucket of confetti for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Did
No,
anyone ever point out that the basketball was the same color as a box of Uncle Ben's rice?
Okay, I get the feeling that you're not taking me seriously. The basketball coach did, obviously. No,
Nice.
so I need you to one by one vote, liar or
So if you
true.
were a second stringer, did you ever actually get to play a game?
Oh yeah, sure.
What position?
Usually a forward or a right-sided forward, I guess. I don't know all the names of the positions anymore, but I wasn't a guard. I was actually relatively tall in those days for that age, you know. So I would not play a guard. I was forward.
Okay.
And it was every time that I would make eye contact with Jerry, whether he and I were both on the bench or I was on wherever we were, every time I'd make eye contact with him, I would sort of physically remind him, and here I am, just to piss him off. That's the only reason I was on the team, is to piss him off.
Okay.
Now you have to decide. Okay, Daniel, what do you think?
Yes. I was doing this, but I saw you weren't looking, so I figured I'd verbalize it.
Okay. So you vote true. Sarah?
I'm going to go with true.
Ben?
I also vote true.
Barry?
I'm gonna go false.
Brooke?
True.
Lauren?
True.
Well, that it turns out that it was true.
Yeah.
True. It was true. And of course,
Never doubt Tom doing things out of spite.
That's what told me.
That's the only reason I would have said true. I was like,
oh my God.
Tom
Oh yeah.
would give birth at a bar just if you told him he couldn't.
Oh wow, yeah. Red team wins. Oh God, Casey, if wherever you are, I just want you to know that without you, your team has done brilliantly, marvelously, and you've won. In fact, I'm going to do that again because
Yeah.
I never get to do that.
Hey, props to Brooke. It's her
Yeah,
first time, and she
Right.
killed
Yeah,
it.
Good
yeah,
job, Brooke.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you'd listened to her more often, it would have been just a total sweep. Okay, so Daniel, Ben, Brooke, Lauren, Barry, it was great to have you here. Again, as usual. So remember that we do the Read My Lips here every Friday at 9:00. It was funny this last night. It's up there if you want to check it out. We do this every Saturday at 9:00, and then at midnight tonight we will be doing Doghouse After Dark. Anyone who's here feels like joining us, just give us a shout. We'll throw you in there. It's just a free for all. And thank you all for being here. Any parting words? Nothing? No parting words.
Thank you for having me. My debut, it was awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Coming.
You're listening. I hope you're okay.
No, I left my place of employment and went to the hospital, and everything was fine.
Okay.
But I got a few extra weeks out of that, 3 extra
Okay.
weeks.
All right.
There you go.
2 months.
Okay. See you around, sports fans. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.